Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So we did break through the trend line here, and it does look like we've got a one-bar pullback onto that. Got a bit of a crossover of the oscillators here on the 8 hour moving up, and this also looks like this is the bottom of our range, which is 32,641. Only thing that I do not like about what we're seeing here is that we do have a crossover of the moving averages. So I would expect sellers to try and come in off this area here on the 8th hour. That is 33,493. You probably round that off to 33,500 as well. Lots of support here. So that was broken. So that would be an ideal area for resistance for another move to the downside. All that we've been doing is we've been working in these two zones. So there's the upper zone, there's a lower zone. So we break, go sideways, break, and the targets measure out perfectly. So this is a classic long-term range trade at the moment. So the longer this goes on, the easier it starts to get as well. You know, sell, buy, on sort of on a daily perspective. But anyway, not something that I am too keen on. So I just want to check the monthly. So it's a bit of different to the rest of the indexes. Does look like a bit of a flag forming, but it's a bit of a bearish look there. But it's up, down, up, down. So next month should be up based on what you're seeing at the moment. Just check the weekly as well. We had a big week down, yes, last week, but we have a very rudimentary week at the moment, and we do have a crossover here of the moving averages on the weekly. So that is a bearish crossover. Oscillators are not lining up quite nicely just yet. So if you drop down to the 3 hour, we've got trend lines, and remember we had two trend lines drawn in there. At the moment we'll check it on the hour, but that is a break and that is a retest. So I should be looking for structure. There's my first bit of structure that I would be interested in. At the moment it does look like that is looking to be a rejection. So let's get to the hour. Look at the oscillators here. Move up, pull back. So yesterday was pretty much a move up, a rejection of up here. So you can see quite a bit of structure here where the rejection was off, moved down, dropped below this level, which is what you would expect to be a support. So it's been up and down at that level. So that's your line in the sand. That's 32,959. Crossover of the oscillators here. So drop to the 15 minutes and see what's going on. You can see we slap bang in the middle of the moving averages. Yesterday was a case of above and below the moving averages, so nothing that you really want to get involved in. So this is my line in the sand right now, 32,9. Let's just round it off, 32,960. So what we're looking for is a break of this area. That is going to give you a 60-point stop loss, and you're looking for this 31,200 area. That's a 220 odd point stop, gain. So 60 points to 200 points, basically. Fairly decent structure. If you look at this trend line here, you look at it on the 15 minute, there it is there. You can see that's pretty much been tested twice. If you were going into the close of this area here, I would have my stop to entry. This one would have been interesting as well because it is a fairly decent, you see there's my structure there. So 3-4 pin bars here in a row. So that would have also been a fairly decent trade, which would have been 60-point stop loss. But your first area of resistance would have been here, which wouldn't have been a decent trade. Your second area would have been there. So it's basically a 100-point gain. But anyway, if we do this again today, just above and below the moving averages on the lower time frames, on the sides, I'll just leave it alone. If we do get above this area here at 32,960, find some support there. First entry, it's going to be a fairly decent entry long. Stop there. As soon as we get going, it's stop to entry, just in case the same chaos happens as yesterday. But I suspect we're probably going to continue the move yesterday, or at least until the US Opens before we go back into this volatility of the US Open. So that's kind of the view that I've got this morning. Probably worthwhile just paying attention to the DAX, to be honest, this morning, and then wait for the US Open to look at the US charts. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.